Yes, friends, we need to make some adjustments to the model. We will perform the cutting operations on the model in this part. Very simply. We will also work on the hidden lighting section on the ceiling. Friends, now, in these parts, there is a plugin in SketchUp called Zorro. It actually does these using force. And after performing the cutting operation, it outputs the file cleanly for you. For example, we want to cut this part here. For example, friends, let's say I want to cut this part. Look, like this. You leave a mark here, come like this, for example. From here, 2 centimeters from where this ends, come a little more, make it 2.1, look, like this. I call it Tolson Zorro. I will give these to you anyway. You will be able to use them immediately. You start a little higher from the part where I made the mark. You come like this. You cut like this, friends. Look, oh, when you look, it has completely cut this area. Then you make a selection from left to right. Look, like this. You erase with the delete key. As you can see, you can also erase these excess parts. There are lines here for the sake of cleanliness. Because if you don't clean the file and these points remain, you might encounter issues when zooming in on the model on the screen. Friends, such problems can occur. You can also cut the other parts like this. Look, I cut. As you can see, I finished that part. Since the door frame will fit here, a small piece remains. You can do this part like this. If you want, if the open part bothers you, you can come from here with the line tool. When you close it like this part will also be closed. Friends, in the upper part, here, friends, let's close it immediately and say unhide from edit for your upper part. Look, I'm going to scene 1 right away. I saved it before. I immediately look up at this chest icon. In the scene, I came to the upper part, and I double click. Here, I make an offset inward with my offset command. It can be 40 centimeters again. I took it up 15 centimeters, 10 centimeters like this, friends. In these parts, 5 centimeters inward. I push it, friends. When I push it, that part already becomes visible. Look, like this, as you can see. Let's turn around. I think we made this part more. And this part here, friends, when you leave the color, you adjust the position of the hidden lighting. Now, you go to the material section. You came to the color section here. From the color section, the color we will change later. So you can choose any color here, because we have the opportunity to change the color later when we use this part in Enscape. Friends, look, I assigned the color here. I'm at the top part right now. Let me delete this piece here. By coming like this, let it turn. And in the same way, I continue doing the same operations, friends. As you can see, I turned like this and created a hidden alignment here. Friends, and I also have a pool here. Let me show it on the screen. A pool has also formed here above. Look, as you can see, a pool has formed like this. Here too. If you want, I can cut this part and create a hidden alignment inward here if I want. Or I can also cut this part here and create a detail like this with the offset command if you want, if it's in your project, or if you want to do a different operation. I made it 40 centimeters. I can create a section here again by forming a pool here. Like this, friends. As you can see, I make it 10 centimeters like this. With this operation, we create a nice detail here. As you can see, if you want, you can also make these parts here curved. So a hexagon detail can be made here, friends. If you ask what it's like, look like this. You came from here. I throw it like this. You came 2 centimeters. Again, 2 centimeters. I use the same value to keep it measured. You came 2 centimeters. It didn't hold there, but let's do it like this. I want to show an example. You selected this part. You took the Follow Me tool. And when you rotate this part, it will turn from this section. Friends, as you can see, in fact, you can even do it like this. There was a situation I showed at the very beginning. If you pay attention, let's do it like this. Let's come a bit higher here. Let's break the edges cleanly so that, more like this. It looks softer and more quality in the render, because breaking cleanly is important, friends. Since it is a very, very important part, we definitely need to do that as well. Let's do it like this. Let's hold it from this middle point. From here, Let's go 2.5 cm. Let's come right to the middle of this, friends. From the middle of this. Yes. Again, 2.5 centimeters, and I'm connecting this part. By breaking these parts cleanly like this, I will ensure it turns more softly, and we will encounter a more quality image. The clean break here is a bit shorter, but that's okay, it's not a problem. I selected this part, and with Follow Me, I selected this part, friends. As you can see, a detail like this has been formed here. If you want, you can also break this part. Of course, that needed to be done earlier. Let's do it like this. With the R command, I took this part again. I marked this part, and this part, I marked it, friends. I did it like this, and I deleted this as well. I selected this part. With Follow Me, I selected this part. Look, as you can see, it created a nice detail for me there. A detail like this can be created. You can also do these on the inside part. I mean, these parts. We can also consider them in round corner, friends, a very easy part. As you can see, such a situation, we will create an illumination inside. If we want, we can also have a LED inside, friends. I mean, we can divide these parts and create the LED section. We will look at the situation in the render engine. If our lighting is not sufficient, we can use a strip LED inside there. It would be a nice process, a nice ambiance. That's all for this lesson, friends. See you in the next lesson.